Hi everyone, how are you? I am great because I just came home from Sewbrum22 in Birmingham, and so I thought this would be a great time to send out another vlog into the world. I had a great day meeting all kinds of sewing people and talking about sewing all day, which was great because for me it was the first time actually talking about sewing all day to other people that know sewing. So you're not just like, oh, here's this thing I made, but actually talking about sewing and sewing plans and sewing fails and sewing wins. And it was great. I loved it. So, Charlotte, thank you so much for organizing that. It was great. Um, so at first in the morning, we started at around 10 in the Edwardian tea rooms in Birmingham, which is like actually really nice. It's a really nice place to go, where you can just have some coffee. Just excuse me one moment, my doggy Holly, leave. Good girl. She's walking around with my bag, being like, "Oh, mommy bought fabrics. I want to see." Um, but anyway, we started in the Edwardian tea rooms. Shall I just grab it from you so you can't? Sorry about that, guys. Again, Edwardian tea rooms. We went there. It was actually really nice, and I do recommend if you're like in the area. Like it's in the Museum of Art. So they always have like cool exhibitions going on, and it's just a really nice room to just sit and have a cup of coffee or tea and a pastry, or some cake, whatever you fancy. It's really nice there. So I went to Sewbrum not knowing anyone. Um, so I just kind of went to the event as like, uh, to see if I could meet some people, hopefully make some friends, some sewing friends, uh, so I can chat about sewing, which I miss basically. My friend group is amazing, but they don't really know sewing, so or not they don't enjoy sewing as much as I do. So it's quite hard sometimes to find people to connect with over sewing. Um, that was basically my goal of today. So I got there, I didn't know anyone, but immediately met two women, Adele from Sew for Serenity and Sarah from Sarah's, which they're really nice ladies. And we started chatting and about like our sewing and Instagram. Actually, it turned out Sarah has joined my challenge, the long sleeve challenge that I'm running in the October this month. So she already knew my Instagram, which is kind of funny. Um, and then as we went out of the tea rooms, I met this lady Nadia from Stitch and Style. She has a YouTube channel where she vlogs about her sewing, and we chatted actually for the whole day. It was really nice. We walked from the tea rooms to the rag market, which is obviously very famous. We had a bit of a look around there, but we didn't really find anything that cool or fancy. We did meet some other people that were also really nice, and we were chatting about what we were wearing. Obviously, I was wearing the fiber boot Norma that I've made some time ago. I actually wanted to wear my newest make, obviously my Nova coat, but the weather prediction said it was gonna rain a lot, so I was like, I don't really want to risk that with my wool. And we didn't have an umbrella, so I chose not to wear it, and then obviously it didn't rain at all. But yeah, it is what it is. It would have probably been too warm to wear it anyway. So yeah, we went from the rag market and then we went across the street to Fancy Silks, which is a massive shop. They have 4 floors of fabric and they have all sorts of stuff. So it's really fun to go there and just have a look at all the different things. Um, I I did see some nice fabrics, but you know me, I only buy fabric for a certain project. So I was like, I'm not really seeing anything for things that I want to sew up in the next few months. So it's just like, well, just come back another time. Um, as I'm local, obviously. So, and from there we went to Berry Fabrics, which is just like a little 10-minute walk around the corner. And they have an amazing selection. I hadn't been there before, so I didn't know it was there, but I will definitely be back because they have an amazing selection of fabrics, and I didn't even get to look at the patterns, so I can't tell you much about that. But I bought this skirt. It's very autumnal. It's a lovely color and it's really soft. It's really like So and guess what? It was only $3.95 a meter. Can you imagine that? So yeah, I think it looks really nice on me. I'm gonna make the crossover jumpsuit from So Different Patterns. That I won that in the Sewing Bee Challenge this year, and it's really chic. And the front page, it comes with like in bright red, and I was like, oh, I want to make it in bright red. But then I saw this, and I was like, this is perfect. It's perfect for the crossover jumpsuit. Immediately it jumped to my mind, so I had to get it. So it was $3.95, but then also we got a 10% discount because we were from Sewbrum, so that was great. So I didn't even pay £13 for 3.5 meters of this. That's actually crazy, isn't it? Great, okay. So from there we took a taxi to Moseley and had some lunch. And just got to know the ladies a little bit better, chatting about sewing things like our favorite patterns or the things that we want to make next, mistakes that we've made, obviously, things we're really proud of. So yeah, it was just so nice to just be like chatting about sewing and just throwing sewing terms out there, and people will know what it is, and patterns and things like that. So I really enjoyed that. That was really nice. And then after that, we went to Guthrie and Ghani. Now, if you've never heard of Guthrie and Ghani, it's worth looking up because that shop, it's amazing. Like, I've known this, and I've kind of tried to steer away from it sometimes because they have so many nice fabrics, and I would buy the entire shop. But obviously that would be way too expensive. But the quality of fabrics they have there is always so good, and it's always on trend, and they really have things that I like, whereas it's like a plain background with some print, like a little amount of print on it, and that's just kind of things I really love to wear. So it can be like in some like darker colors or like really bright colors, and it's just they have great stuff, and they have great knits and great jerseys, and the pattern selection is also great. Everything's great. So we got there. I think we spent a good amount of time just walking around the shop and looking at all the things because they had a discount going on for us, and they had a lot of remnants. So just like looking through all the things. I was looking for some viscose for my last Make 9 make. That is going to be the Libby blouse by Sew Over It. So I was looking for some viscose for that. And then I also know that they have this, it was a new knit that they have that's quite chunky. That I really wanted to make the Marlowe sweater in, but it doesn't come cheap. I'm not really one for buying really expensive fabrics. And then they also didn't have the pattern in stock, but I was like, but I really want it, and it is discounted now because we are here for Sewbrum. So I did in the end get some, and I hope it is enough actually. But yeah, we shall see. So I got this little viscose fabric, but it's like a little bit like, feels like a little bit thicker than other viscose I've had, but it's really nice. It really has a nice structure to it, and it feels like nice and soft. And I think this will make a really nice Libby blouse, basically, if I can make it. If I get around to understanding that color, basically, that's what it is. And then this is the knit. I think it was about £18 a meter. Yeah. And then obviously it was discounted, so it is what it is. Yeah, so I am very happy with this. I chose black because I don't usually like buy black. I buy a lot of navy because I like navy, but then I don't really have anything to wear with all the other colors that I have. So I actually bought this in black so I can make a black sweater, so I can make it with, like, if I make a Libby blouse out of this, I can wear the black sweater over it, whereas if I would wear navy over it, I don't think that would work as much. So I bought black fabric for the first time in my life, I think. But yeah, so that is this one. And then after the shopping, we all gathered upstairs in the studio just to have a drink and more of a chat, and there was a table with like fabric and patterns that people brought for a fabric swap. So I donated quite a bit to the table, and I saw some people walking off with my bits and pieces. So I am very happy that the fabrics I bought found a new home. But I also brought something back from the table, and I guess this is black as well, although it's not. Maybe it is more navy. I'm not sure. I don't know like how much fabric there is, but it seems like big enough to like make a full circle skirt. I think maybe I can. I'm not sure how the fabric will stand up. I think this is a viscose, although it feels like it has some stretch to it. No, that was just a bias. Okay, it doesn't have stretch in it. I think it's a viscose, so I'm not sure it will be good for a full circle skirt. I think it would be have to be a bit more sturdy, so maybe it can be a muslin for my Libby blouse. So yeah, and then we had, at the end of the day, we had a raffle for charity. I think it was St. Basil's charity where I donated to, but alas, I didn't win anything. But congratulations to the people that did win. The prizes were really good, and I was really hoping on some named patterns, but someone else got drafted for that. All in all, I would say very successful day. I am happy, see me smiling. I've got some nice fabrics, met some nice people, and hopefully I can do it again next year. And then hopefully I can be a little bit more familiar with some people and meet even more people. It was great. And I will now install myself on the sofa with a glass of wine and read the last bit of my Love Sewing magazine. I have the night to myself. I don't think I'm gonna do sewing, but who knows? Probably shouldn't drink wine if I plan on sewing. But there's always tomorrow. I'm just gonna have a chill for a bit. And then tomorrow is, well, the last weekend day of my sewing challenge. So if you want to join, there's still time to sew up something with long sleeves if you haven't already. And then next week it is time to pick the finalists and pick a winner. So yeah, see my Instagram at the Sewing Warehouse if you want to vote or if you want to join. Like I said, still time. And yeah, then we will pick a winner tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, next week. And I'll announce the prize as well. So yeah, check out my Instagram, like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you later, guys.